everyone, thanks for giving us the opportunity to present Unit 5, talk about phonemes and symbol. My name is Besta will explain about phonemes. Yuni explains symbol and transcription, and Sugi will explain phonology. Phonemes. What is the meaning of phoneme? A phoneme is the smallest unit of sound in a word that makes a difference in its pronunciation, as well as meaning from another word. Phonemes are always written between two slashes. For instance, the letter B usually makes the sound slashes B slashes. Phoneme is like the alphabet of sounds, so the letters how represent words in written form. But we need symbols to represent sounds. When we speak, we produce a continuous stream of sounds. We can divide this stream into segments. For example, word man. We can see the segment M, E, and N. How many different sounds in English? In English has 44 sounds, 24 consonant sounds, and 20 vowel sounds, which include consonants, short vowels, long vowels, diphthongs, and triphthongs. So, there are a total of 44 phonemes in the English language. Although the consonants in American English and British English are same, but American English has fewer vowels than British English. American English have 5 diphthongs, while British English have 8 diphthongs. For example, pat, pet, pit, pot, and the word bed and bad. The phonemes have different symbols than alphabet. For example, pit, pet, pad, pat, pot, put. Alphabet is the basis of human reading. Phonemes are the basis of our speech, and a complete set of phonemes is called the phonemic system of a language. The phonemic system we can find the table IPA, International Phonetic Associate. Complementary distribution. Complementary distribution is such separation of pairs where particular realization can occur. We can see the example below: top, cat, mat, and dumb. We find that the realization of T in the word top is aspirated when they occur before stressed vowels at the beginning of syllables. In the word cat, the realization of T is unaspirated when they occur at the end of a syllable and are not followed by a vowel. So the same goes for the word mat and dumb. How about allophones? Every sound which is a realization of given phoneme must show the same set of distinctive features. The realization of phonemes or phones are called allophones. All allophones of a phoneme share the same set of distinctive features, but each one can also additional features. Or we can say three variations. For example, hit, tip, and leader.
Symbol and transcription. The number of phonemic symbols must be exactly the same as number of phonemes. We decide axis in the language. However, some of our phonemic symbols consist of 2 characters. For example, we usually treat ch as in chip as one phoneme. So ch is a phonemic symbol consisting of 2 characters T and F. Phonetic symbol. Phonetic symbol in English are sounds that come from the word we use in English. List of phonetic symbol in English. Example: short vowels, long vowels, diphthong vowels, and consonant sounds. Short vowels are vowel sounds that are pronounced in a short form. In example, like symbol u, is almost similar to the word in Indonesian like uang, uang. So when you enter it into English, it reads like example in the word like good, look, cook. Next, long vowels. Long vowels are vowel sounds that are longer than normal or short or vowels. An example like I. This is like we can slightly press like in the word like C. Next, diphthong vowels is one of the important phonetic symbols for us to learn. This English phonetic symbol is two vowels that we can pronounce in one unit of time. One example like symbol A. We can pronounce it in the word like break. So guys, overall memorization of phonetic symbol in English is quite tiring and a lot of our time. This is where we need quick and easy ways to master it. Phonemic versus phonetic transcription. A phonemic transcription where every speech sound must be identified as one of the phoneme and written with the appropriate symbol. A phonetic transcription containing a lot of information about the exact quality of the sounds. Transcription exercise. There are two different kinds of transcription exercise. In one, transcription from dictation. The student must listen to a person or a recording and write down what they hear. In the other, transcription from a written text. The student is given a passage written in orthography and must use phonemic symbol to represent how she or he thinks it would be pronounced by. Advantage and disadvantage phonemic transcription. In a phonemic transcription, then only the phonemic symbol may be used. This has the advantage that is comparatively quick and easy to learn to use it. The disadvantage is that as you continue to learn more about phonetic, you become able to hear a lot of sounds difference that you were not aware of before. Allophonic transcription. Allophonic transcription is a transcription which includes some allophonic detail but is closely linked to the phonemic structure of an utterance. An example of an allophon is the short sound of the in mad and the long sounds of the in mad.
Fonologi. Phonology chapter 2 and 4 were mainly concerned with matter of phonetics, the comparatively straightforward business of describing the sound that we use in speaking. When we talk about how phonemes function in language and the relationship among the different phonemes, when in other words, we study the abstract side of the sound of language, we are studying a related but different subject that we call phonology. Only by studying both the phonetics and the phonology of English is it possible to acquire a full understanding of the use of sound in English speech. Okay, let us look briefly at some areas that come within the subject of phonology. First, study of the phonemic system. Second, phoneme sequences and syllable. And third, suprasegmental phonology. Study of the phonemic system. Study of the phonemic system sometimes helpful to think of the phonemic system as being similar to the set of cards used in a card game or the set of pieces used in a game of chess. In chess, for example, the exact shape and color of the pieces are not important to the game as long as they can be reliably distinguished, but the number of pieces, the moves they can make, and their relationship to all the other pieces are very important. We would say that if any of these were to be changed, the game would no longer be what we call chess. Similarly, playing cards can be printed in many different styles and sizes, but while changing this thing does not affect the gameplay with them. If we were to remove one card from the pack or add one card to it before the start of a game, nobody would accept that we were playing the game correctly. In a similar way, we have a more or less fixed set of pieces, phonemes, with which to play the game of speaking English. There may be many slightly different realizations of the various phonemes, but the most important thing for communication is that we should be able to make use of the full set of phonemes. Second, phoneme sequences and syllable structure. In every language, we find that there are restrictions on the sequences of phonemes that are used. For example, no English word begin with the consonant sequence ZBF and no word ends with the sequence A. In phonology, we try to analyze what the restrictions and regularities are in a particular language, and it is usually found helpful to do this by studying the syllable of the language. And the last is suprasegmental phonology. Many significant sound contrasts are not the result of differences between phonemes. For example, stress is important. When the word import is pronounced with the first syllable sounding stronger than the second, English speakers hear it as a noun, whereas when the second syllable is stronger, the word is heard as a verb. Intonation is also important. If the word right is said with the pitch of the voice rising, it is likely to be heard as a question or as an invitation to speaker to continue, while falling pitches more likely to be heard as confirmation or agreement. This example shows sound contrast that extend over several segment phonemes, and such contrasts are called suprasegmental. Okay, I have notes on problem and reading for the last. This chapter is theoretical rather than practical. There is no shortage of material to read on the subject of the phonemes, but much it is rather difficult and assume a lot of background knowledge. This is essentially a practical handbook for people who need to analyze the phonemes of unknown language and contains many examples and exercises. Okay, that's all for our assignment about phonemes, symbol, and transcription and phonology on Unit 5. It may help and benefit to us. Thank you very much.